Yeah, response video to Fred might be a little difficult. It's a little wet here, and I'm gonna try to go for a run, but it's probably way too wet. But anyway, I'm gonna go down. Gaia. Yeah, Gaia's a little soggy today. He's crying, Gaia, or some kind of bullshit. You know, this whole idea that but the real point, I guess, is what people do with language. So they come up with ways of humanizing the things in the world, and we see it happen to ourselves. I mean, I see it happen to me even. I have inanimate objects in my house that I would have a hard time destroying because they now have a personality that I've given them. They're at least a pet, if not a friend or an acquaintance of some kind. And they're things. They're not people, but I have a story. I have a narrative for them. So now there are something. And I think that happens with a lot of. I mean, I just think it's something we as want to feel, want to attach organisms. We have that tendency, that dependency even. So that's part of our life. And I think it corrupts philosophy, honesty, perception, reality. Yeah, that's it. Perception of reality gets distorted because of it. As I sort of noticed just recently, I mean, I really should have noticed a long time ago that even the word life is kind of stupid because we've attached it to two very different things. There's these fundamentally different kinds of life. And if you erased all the sentient life from planet Earth, you'd still have a very green world, be a lot quieter, but there'd be a lot of life going on. Lots of reproducing and renewing and spring flowers maybe even. Lots of stuff would happen. But there would be nothing of meaning. There'd be no value here. There would be no sentience involved. And so the life would be a completely different kind of phenomenon. It would just be this reproducing fungus kind of thing that creates its own, it keeps living on its own skeleton, or I don't even know how to metaphor this, but the whole creation of a biosphere is just a way of living on the past. And so it'll age. And the aging is what makes it appear like it's a new organism, like life is a new, or the Earth is a new planet as it goes through these transitions. But all they are is transitions through time where, the configuration changes, but the game is still the same game. There's nothing fundamentally different. It's just matter. It's just energy moving about, swirling about. So anyway, the real game changes, like I said, when this phenomenon of sentience, feeling, I call it consciousness, and it's kind of weird. You seem to reserve the word consciousness for organisms that have something more than a ability to feel. Like they have to measure up to some other scale or standard. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I just find that curious because I've always associated the word consciousness with any organism that's doing this I see it, I want it thing. Central nervous system, brain sensation thing. So anyway, I mean, right there's a big problem if people have different definitions of these fundamental descriptive transition words. I mean, there's all the difference there is in the difference between a life form that feels and one that doesn't, because one can be really understood to be what it is, a reproducing mechanical device consuming an environment, and the other one we will apply some relation to and call it a relative almost, because it feels, it's connected to us. So it gets this benefit of a more friendly perception. So anyway, this will be the end of the first half. Do my little chore here and get back to you when I'm having my heart attack or whatever I'm going to end up doing. So, be back shortly. Yeah, me too. Alright, back on old Gaia again. Guy needs a haircut here. We got into the other side of this thing, like I said, it's this whole nurturing life thing. Anything that feeds the fungus is this, good thing. Anything that confines or controls the fungus is a bad thing kind of notion. Except when the roles are reversed. Except when there's some natural piece of Gaia attacking us, then it's okay for us to build ourselves, penicillin to go kill send it out on its assassination mission to go kill the life that's attacking the life. That's kind of ironic. And the whole planet thing, obviously, is just so the balance is always going to exist. People talk like balance is some sort of miracle. Balance is inevitable. It will always have a state over time that achieves something that will appear to us as balance. Obviously, over thousands of year periods, if every second was 1,000 years, this place wouldn't look very balanced at all. But it's just because of our clock speed, it's faster than the imbalance is revealing itself. It appears balanced, but it isn't. There's great catastrophe. Dinosaurs were wiped out by one. Even the oil spill, there's this horrible oil spill. Some of that's inevitable. Even if we didn't drill, that stuff would likely find its way back into the biosphere someday. The pressure would build up, and there would be natural seeps, and maybe the whole Gulf of Mexico would be turned black. 1,000 years from now, or 2,000, or 500 million. On the Earth's time scale, all kinds of tragedy and apocalypse is possible. Huge volcanic eruptions, those darken whole hemispheres of the planet. This is the kind of stuff that is going on its time scale. On its time scale, it has a lot of indigestion. There's a lot of imbalance. So anyway, that's a real pet peeve of mine, is this stupid balance word. As people keep talking like it's a miracle. It's just inevitable. Organisms will find ways of living off each other. And they give us a word. That's another one of these fake words, this symbiosis, kumbaya. It kind of has that sound to it, doesn't it? Like it belongs in some sort of Girl Scout camp. Oh, the symbiosis. Somebody on LSD came up with that one, no doubt. It's just a crock of shit. It's just organisms feeding off of each other. It's like the word love. Come on, get real. Just organisms feeding off of each other, satisfying their needs, hopefully in some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement, but it's still a lot of selfishness that's driving that car, and they're going to pretend that it's some sort of benevolence, some sort of genuine altruism. It has nothing to do with it. Altruism has nothing to do with it. I used where I say that. Anyway, just a crock of shit. Standard operating religious procedure, and that's really what Gaia comes down to. You kill the totem pole god, or the god made out of stone, and you just carve one out of wood. And they're giving up on the book-written god, because books aren't natural enough. And they're going to the, let's read the tea leaves kind of god, the voodoo god, the god of the mist and the fog, and the god of the holy vapors. We're back to the ether again or something. They're just doing a do-over, and this time we get to edit the book. That's all it is. But that's the mind of man. It's trapped in that psychology. Very few will concede or even contemplate being honest to the truth and accept that they're just a manifestation of chemistry completely fucktardedly out of motherfucking control, just consuming and reproducing without rhyme or reason to accomplish absolutely nothing, but merely because a molecule acquired the ability to do it. And so it damn well did it. That's it. There's nothing else to the story. No other big picture. And if they really look at it, they can see the trap of it all. Because as I pointed out, even the most sacred of human reverements, this big intelligence, this capacity to reason, is substantially only useful as a mop mover, a janitorial, motivational, or guidance manual. It's only good for fixing problems, for scheming, for wheeling and dealing. It's got to have a dopey mission. And the only way you can create a mission is to create a need. So you have to have some hungry belly that's telling the brain what its job is. And that's the biggest joke of it all. This big intelligence apparently hasn't become intelligent enough to figure out it's just being a tool to a bunch of circumstantial need. So that's pretty fail. All right, I'll probably cut this off. I don't really want to do two parts. Probably halfway in between now, which is no good. So if I speed it up, especially breathing hard, I don't know if that will work. Well, whatever. It is what it'll be. Or it will be what it is. It is, therefore, it is. It can, therefore, it might. Yeah. I think, therefore, I get fucking depressed. I think, therefore, I realize I'm in a terrible predicament. Stuck on a planet full of, literates, but stupid baboons. Let's see. Yeah. I think, therefore, I shall plan my squishing. I think, therefore, I am not pleased. I think, therefore, I shall squirm through these bushes of precociosity. I think, therefore, I will contrive bullshit words to describe circumstances that will basically take all the truth out of the circumstance. So instead of something being a parasite, it'll be a symbiotic fellowship member. Instead of being an addicted whore, it will be a compelled by motivational attraction whore. Yeah, just all bullshit. There's so little real conversation on planet Earth. All this crap. If they haven't invented a silly word for something, they will. You know, fuck. So anyway, I think we're almost to the end. Now maybe I'll do 2 parts. That way I won't have to speed it up. And, well, that's it. I'll have to load 2 videos, which is no fun at all. But it's a pleasantly soggy evening. And, yeah, that's about all I got to say. My feet are wet. And, yeah, no, that's really, that was way past rational boundaries, reasonable boundaries. Necessary boundaries is the word. This video has many unnecessary elements. Yes, I think we can write that in the book of truth. So anyway, that's it. That's all. Just about. Yeah. Oh, look at this little shitty village. How charming. Who's far near the cover? Well, cats have already done their thing. All right, that'll be the next time. Don't forget me nuts. Pretty flowers. La 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 la. La la. Okay. The next little cat. La 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 la. Yes, little Gaia. Soupy. Oh, here you go. Yes, thanks. Little Gaia things. Yes. All right, anyway,